Welcome back to Refrain Chord. We still have a crap ton of skits to go through, so let's do those.
Alright,
I mean,
you know what?
at least they're voiced.
Well, not all of them are.
So far, I'm okay with these skits that are showing how we're dealing with the betrayal
Oh wait,
of Al.
actually no, there's a point actually. Like this is actually one of the more important skit phases where you have a lot of skits that even have their own CGs. They're meant to be more important-ish skits.
I mean,
of
I
sorts.
think it makes sense considering we're close to this plot revelation.
Mm-hmm.
So Sherman is off shopping.
These are definitely side quests that feel more closer to the main plot, so I can get treating them as such. You've never been to this part of town? Yeah. How many parts of town look exactly like this?
Yeah, and how big is this place anyway?
Fang didn't tell me. I must kill him.
I mean, there's only one background representing this city, so it can't be that big. Oh, hey, Zenki. Hi, I'm still in the game, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who are you?
Exactly. Well, it's not like they can afford to make me a new sprite.
Imagine.
I don't know if it's the sound mixing as well, but guys, could you speak up a little bit?
Yeah, I think it is the sound mixing. It's a bit weird because in other places it was just fine. So
I get the feeling, for some reason, this particular recording that someone forgot to tell the actors to speak up. It's weird because as me and Theo checked, the sound mixing with the Japanese voices in Advent Dark Force is much better than the English one.
Even in this game, like I said, it's just a matter that sometimes it's inconsistent, you know.
Mm-hmm. Probably the lower budget and tighter schedule, maybe, I don't know.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
What the
That's not what the voice acting said, Subs.
Well, what did it say then, Theo?
Just screaming.
Oh, okay. Well, to be fair,
it sounded a bit like him saying something.
Well, to be fair, it doesn't change the meaning of.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the text said. It's not like he was screaming with the text said. Freedom of speech or something like that. No, it was. It just vocalized, into text the scream.
I guess, yeah.
It's fine.
Which for me is jelly side donuts.
No,
that's for the devil. This is the vile god.
That practice thankfully mostly died with 4 kids.
Heck, even 4 kids themselves stopped doing at least the food stuff.
He's not the devil. Yeah. He's not the devil. He's the emperor of the night. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, hell, we just saw like as late as 2010 with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bonds Beyond Time movie. The characters were still doing weird accents.
So. No,
it was basically 4 kids were still doing a lot of the stuff they'd always been doing, except it was in widescreen now.
And yes.
Anyway, no, that's not the devil. That's Chernobog.
And yes, by the way, that was Zenki. That was Zenki, and he had a total of 15 seconds of screen time.
I'm in the game.
I mean, again, it's about here. We see this in plenty of other games where characters pass in throughout,
I get that. It's just that, if you're not going to do anything with the character, why is he even in the plot to begin with?
Well, they have been doing stuff with him. Let's be fair in that regard.
I mean, he helped with Noi once, I guess, but at the same time, you could have easily written some other way they deal with Noi. It just feels like the character is being wasted.
There were also other side quests with him, I'll agree, I'd rather they have just added him to the party like they did with Zagi anyway, even if he's not playable, but I guess that's what they're doing with him. I mean, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. They could be doing better with him. I wouldn't say they're doing nothing with him. I'm fine with him showing up, but I do agree he could be doing more.
Okay.
That was another nice little
Oh,
scene.
great.
Let's
Sure,
more
Great.
Harley shenanigans.
No,
Okay, can we actually have a serious scene with you? Oh, is Harley feeling mad with herself that she got not just outdone as the medical officer, but pretty much duped by the bad guy?
Haven't got to examine one fairy today.
Oh, no wonder she's glum.
Alright, back to the
Well, at least the stars
bridge,
look
yeah.
beautiful out tonight.
night version of the bridge scene, yeah.
Don't you see, Jova? These lights of the city are polluting the sky. We're not seeing the stars anymore or some shit.
Yeah, I've heard that like 100 times.
Actually, did I make already the joke for this one? I don't know.
I don't know.
Harley, don't
it's-
jump!
It's hard.
No, actually, we're talking about Fang. No, so we're talking about Jova. No, jump, Harley, jump!
She will probably float anyway.
I take it that's how you pronounce the Harley's name in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
English. Young?
Well, she's only a couple of years older than Fang.
Oh, yeah. It's weird. You'd think if they go for the old lady joke with anyone, it would be Harley sooner than Mariana.
So basically, the point of this scene is to try to justify your potential pick of Harley as the girl at the end.
I mean, I guess I can see a reason or two why you would pick Harley as your love interest.
Considering
It's
considering her horrible
Jova,
personality, I'm gonna have to disagree with you
Jova,
there.
it's not worth it. It's not even for the thought of quote unquote I can fix her. There are
No.
There are better crazy women to fix than Harley.
Oh, no, trust me, I absolutely agree. Like, again, I legit have to wonder if the reason they made her so hot, yet so terrible, is just to go, look, the woman who is so terrible that despite how sexy she appears, you'll be turned off.
Well,
I want to comment
also-
on.
that-
I want to
there's also- Sorry, go
I
on.
want to comment on what she's saying. Maybe Harley, if you spent more time properly doing on-screen, and I underline on-screen, research to discover new things, maybe you wouldn't feel so inferior to Al. Because how about stopping with the fairy molestation and actually do some proper research for once?
That's what frustrates me. Like again, if instead of playing the more comedic angle of molesting, and instead focused more on the research aspect, this scene will be much more powerful because she has her own insecurities. She doesn't feel up to it. She has an inferiority complex in regards to Al.
I felt like
I'll be honest.
Teo spoke in a previous part about wanting a better take on this character. I argue Bracken from Ni no Kuni 2 is an example of how you can do a great version of a character like this.
We've all said our dues in regards to Harley. Like, I would have to wonder, was there like an executive mandate that like one member on the team had to be terrible, but they're considered a jerk with a heart of gold
Oh, no.
and does all the skeevy stuff? Because the thing about Harley is she can get so bad that sometimes it feels like she has like her own specific writer as opposed to everyone else. Like,
it's because
to the point where she feels even worse than the characters that we're supposed to be.
the people in Compile Heart really seem to think that this joke, the herb molestation joke, is funny because that's all they do with her. They really think this is comedy gold somehow.
Oh my god, we're actually having a serious moment with Harley that won't be ruined.
Oh yeah, she was crying, which is a bit weird,
Well,
but whatever.
okay, to be fair, inferiority complex and the whole emotions with what Al did.
Now she's she's asking him to put her hand on his cheek, but we can't see that. So, what's the sad part? There's going to be later a similar scene with Fang and Fleur, and they actually do have a CG of him putting his hand on her cheek. So yeah, Fleur definitely gets more priority over the others.
Again, don't
It's
get me
kind of
wrong.
like one of the intros of Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge where Yugi talks about the dark side of the dimensions. He said, "I was barely in the new movie, but I still got paid more than Kaiba."
Like, okay. And yes, I get it. Harley is terrible, even still, it feels weird that Fleur gets top billing over. Well, okay. Fleur getting top billing, I wouldn't even have too much an issue with that, but I will agree. One issue the game has had is that it definitely feels like it has prioritized the newer characters overall, most of the original ones. Like, let me put it like this. Harley arguably got to do less in this game, for better or for worse.
Oh, yeah, now we're gonna get a thing with Rinne that feels like it's unnecessary and potentially weird.
Oh boy.
Oh, well, go then.
No, I gotta get out of here.
でもなんか目が冴えちゃったな。ちょっと外の空気吸ってこよう。
Okay, so she had to go to the bathroom. Doesn't seem too weird so far.
Oh, he's not spying. She.
ため息ついてる。
そうや、俺だってため息くらいつくだろ。
隣座っていい？
ガキはもう寝る時間だぞ。
少し起きてるくらい大丈夫。
まあいいか。好きにしろ。
うん、好きにする。星見てたの？
星？ああ、星か。
Jova,
視界には入ってたけど。
have you ever wondered what are those big little things that they're in the sky?
なんとなく上を見てた。
White dots the developers art team drew to make a night sky.
Oh, gee, I
No,
thought they were
no, no.
I thought they were balls of gas burning away miles from here.
With you, Pedro, it's always about gas.
Maybe they're fireflies that got stuck in there.
Well, I don't know.
What?
Someone once told me that...
He lied himself on the grass too.
Oh, he's very frustrated about Al.
Ouch.
Damn it, not here.
悪口の語彙力のなさ。
Calm down, Keanu.
悪かったな。
ううん、悪くないと思うよ。嫌な言葉がたくさん出てこないのはファンのいいところ
I
でしょ。
guess.
His good point is that he doesn't say bad words, I guess.
まあそうだな。正直ショックだ。でもそれよりいろいろ考えちまってな。
Yeah,
I
my
get
mind
it.
really ran in the first time. Now I don't know how to stop it.
誰も知らない。
Hey, all joking aside, I do get where he's coming from. Like, when a stressful incident hits you, you find your mind tends to get very addled.
って残ってんのかな。
オールさんの故郷、地元。
So, if I can connect the dots, Al originally wanted to save the day, that backfired, he went crazy, got bored, wanted to make homunculi, and now that fuels his every motivation, I guess.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, a CG!
Yes, a CG. Well, I did say they had a CG, didn't I?
もしも帰る場所が
Not specifically for Rin, though.
Okay.
You only mentioned for Fleur. Again, gotta shield the new characters.
くれたらいいのにね。
Just give the original characters CGs as well. I mean, a CG can't cost...
Sorry, Jova. Only Arian and Tiara are important.
あれってなんだったの？
Good lord.
あれは本当は使わないって聞いたから。
ああ、いいだろう。
恥ずかしいし。
Come on, just say it. So remember that this is her talking about the dialect she's been working on in a previous skit, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what she says with this dialect.
みんなから聞いたら。
リンネが
Come
言
on,
うからいいん
Rin.
だろ。いろんなことに興味を持った証なんだがよ。お前から聞かねえといい。
Rin's not a shipping option, is she?
About that, Jova.
Oh god.
Dwaves, can you check just for reference how old is she supposed to be?
耳の穴かっ
Early
ぽってよく聞いとくぜ。
Wait,
Oh.
is that seriously her age profile?
And she says, Suki da yo, as in I love you. Or I like you if you prefer.
そうだよ。
Yeah,
As a friend, of course.
Rinne is in love with Fang now, and yeah, this didn't come out of nowhere at all, did it?
No. I'm sure she's just saying the words. She doesn't actually mean that.
Daniel. What?
They're trying to make a joke about it.
You see, well, okay, to be fair, I can understand the translators in this particular bit. Probably what they do in the Japanese original script is she says some kind of weird dialect, and they make some kind of fun dialect wordplay that only works in Japanese, so the translators had to come up with some kind of equivalent, so I can understand what they're doing there, to be fair.
I'm guessing in this localized version, it's not so much a romance, but a friendship she forms with Fang in her ending.
It's Fire Emblem. It's that Fire Emblem thing all over again. Engage.
Yes,
also
but
have to-
go on.
Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Go on.
Yeah, at the end in the list, Rinne is an option, like Jova guessed. Yes. To be
I
fair,
mean,
when you
again,
pick, go on.
I can remember. Again, if it was a thing with she has a crush on Fang and Fang is more oblivious, doesn't understand, and technically doesn't reciprocate, I can sort of understand because childhood crushes with people who
Sure.
are older than you.
That's where they go to.
Naivete.
That's what.
Okay, that's
Again, I want to see it through the end before
Oh,
saying
sure.
anything.
Oh,
so
sure.
far, I just want to stay away from.
No. You can rest easy. Theo got it right. That's where they go with it. Even if you pick Rinne, they just do the whole. She has a crush, but Fang doesn't even notice it or anything. So whatever.
Okay.
So this doesn't actually go anywhere if it helps you. So.
Again, I
Alright.
just want to see it through anyway. But again, that's what we're here for anyway.
Debatable.
I mean, Pippin is the all-wise mentor, so we can trust him saying that.
Pippin's never wrong, am I right?
Fang is sad again.
Yeah, I guess the thought process for these kids in particular, 70s, Fang reflects on the situation and each of the party member has to tell him something.
I like this.
I mean,
I
the Tales of series tends to also run on these for plot critical moments.
And again, I don't know what it says about the game, but it feels like they have saved some of their best writing for these skits. Specifically skit-wise. Again, I don't know if we know the full bout of how it went, like if they had one writer work on the main story and like different writers work on the side quests and they were trading notes, but
It does make me wonder
That's
in which order.
that's the weird part. That's the weird part because if you check either of the games, there's only one credited writer at all.
I thought it was
So
mentioned that there was like a bit of a team, but
no, well, not that the credits tell us at least.
That makes me wonder, well, again, in which order the skits were actually, written, because some of them not being voiced makes me wonder they were the last things to be written and were just hastily put there to add content onto the game, which also would explain the difference in quality between each of them.
Then
Some
again-
are technically better than others worse.
Then again, as you guys are going to see in a few parts when we finish this route, the credits roll of this game is so short and so fast that I wouldn't be surprised if they forgot to credit some people because
Again,
I'm not killing you. I'm sorry. I'm not kidding you. Sorry. Sorry.
thank you for not killing us, Pedro.
Thanks,
You
Pedro.
see, that's how that's how magnanimous I am. I have decided not to kill you.
Pedro cares so much about Ethel that it seeped into him.
Anyways, so
I'm not kidding you. The credits roll of this game is like barely a minute long.
And as we notice with both stuff like this or Time in Eternity, some companies in general have a tendency of not crediting, people. I think there was the video essay that H. Bomber guy did about Tommy Tallarico also briefly touches onto how, for example, Capcom did not credit a bunch of, extra composers, I think, other than Yoko Shimomura sometimes. I think.
I do. One thing that's interesting about the credits roll of this game is that they credit the localization team, but they don't credit the English VAs.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, never mind. Sorry, never mind. For this game, there's no English VAs to credit. To be
But they
fair,
did that for
But-
like we said.
but for Avant Dark Force, I was thinking of Avant Dark Force. No, but that's exactly the thing. In Avant Dark Force, they do credit the localization team, but they don't credit the English VAs. That's what bothers me.
again, didn't that same also happen with Time and Eternity?
Yes, and I hate it there too.
No. But my point being that's unfortunately more common than we think. It's only basically the major big companies that do that.
So sometimes we have to rely on good old sites like behind the voice actors.
Or
to
from the voice actors.
One thing that I will
to mention that, unless we're famous enough to know.
One thing that I like the way Neo the World's Review does it, where every time there's a new character in the credits, they credit both the Japanese VA and the English VA right next to each other. Right, like so that to me that's how it should be done.
All right, Apollonius, your turn.
What the? Don't talk while you're eating, Fang. Didn't your mother teach you anything?
What's the name of the VA again? Rio something? I forgot his name. Fang's the VA. Rio, stop eating while you're recording. While you're recording.
Damn.
You're trying to get into character, but still.
Fang, Ryota, Osaka.
That's it. Ryoto, stop eating. We're recording. It's not Ryota. Ryota, stop eating. We're recording.
Choking is a sign you need to trade.
What? That sounded a lot smarter in your head, Pippin.
It's like that cutscene in Crash of a Titan. I think it's Crash of a Titan.
So if Darth Vader is choking somebody, then it's a sign they need to trade.
Where they're threatening Engine, I think Engine something like, crush his throat. No, I need it for swallowing.
Here's what happened at the beginning of in one of the scenes in Empire, the Emperor is eating and then chokes on his dinner. Okay, and there you go. That's the end of the Empire, ladies and gentlemen.
It's fun. Okay, not Star Wars related, but it's funny you mention. Essentially, sort of the impetus of the Disgaea franchise happens because the then Overlord dies by choking on some broccoli.
Well, to be fair, isn't that game meant to be more comedic?
Yes, so it is used for comedic timing.
Mm-hmm.
People choke when they
Die.
get their food caught.
People die when they're killed.
God, if we ever commentate on the old Fate anime, I have to know what the English dub also covers that, or if that's strictly a Japanese
I'm
one.
not touching the Fate franchise with a 10-foot pole, thanks.
Well,
that's his business.
I failed to realize how that's suspicious, Galdo.
Yeah,
I think it's more
again,
so-
Harley basically reasons very well. Like, yeah, and Sherman too. Like, I don't even think it's that big of a deal. Sure, worrying about it, I guess it's a nice concern and everything, but
But of course, Fang can let this be, and of course, he under the guise that he's worried about him, he decides to snoop on what Apollonius is doing.
Oh, what a rascallion, that Fang.
I'm sure he won't get caught at all. God,
Which is weird. Considering Apollonius, you'd think he would notice, considering how trained of a.
Maybe the joke is that, he knows that he's there.
Imagine an anime based off of this series.
Oh, the sister.
Oh, look, a reference to Emily. She exists. She will not be showing up in this game, but they remembered her.
Okay.
That's nice.
I guess maybe Apollonius sent her away in order to her to be not taken by Dorfa and experimented.
I guess it's possible.
Imagine an anime of Fairy Fencer. The selling point,
Pink
you finally can.
stationary.
Well, sometimes
Fang,
emotion.
lay off the rohypnol. They're making you say weird shit.
But anyway, like I was saying, imagine an anime of the Fairy Fencer F series. The selling point, you can finally see what's actually happening.
That would require this series to actually.
And he outs himself by saying loudly. Oh my
That
god.
would, Joe, but that would require this series to be popular enough for that. Like the only compile hard franchise that has actually got an anime adaptation is Neptunia.
Which is pretty much like their flagship franchise anyway.
And hell, the Neptunia anime didn't even adapt any of the games. They did their own kind of sequel, kind of. It's an alternate sequel to the events of the first game, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, no, never mind. More like after the second game, because it's in the second game that they introduced the CPU candidates. So.
And Fang managed to turn the situation around by saying, "See, this was useful because if I was Remy, I would have whacked you on the head."
See, Fang's really maxed out that charisma stat.
Basically.
Well, let me tell you about writing.
No,
Feeling.
don't let Fang near.
No, I'm sure Fang can legit help
What
in this
could
case.
possibly go wrong?
Well,
Fang, guys, you can trust him. Yes, Pedro?
so the joke is that Apollonius sucks at writing letters, so Fang is helping him.
Who knew Fang had some writing skills about him?
Fun fact, by the way, about Neptunia. Stephanie Shea plays Histoire in all the games up until this point. That includes Hyperdimension Neptunia Mark II, as in the original PS3 version of the second game. And however, because I'm playing for that one right now. For some reason, I have no idea what they told Stephanie in the booth, but she sounds completely different in that specific game compared to the other games that I've heard her in as Histoire. It's weird because if you compare the way she voices in the first game to how she voices in the second game, remember PS3 originals, not the remakes. The moment Histoire shows up, I got taken aback. Whoa. Did it get? I didn't even recognize it was Stephanie. I had to look it up, because the voice sounds completely different for some reason, even though it's still Stephanie. I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Was that installment going for a different vibe?
Not really. Histoire is still behaving exactly like they've always. She's always had.
Possibly voice direction, and I know that Nice America did not have the best track record, at least until that point.
I mean, but the other characters all sound the same as usual. That's the thing. If he still sounds the same, Compa still sounds the same. It's just Histoire that sounds weird. That's the thing.
Anyway, that was another dandy scene with Apollonius.
Again, they seem to, all
right, so this particular skit is actually one of the more elaborate ones because guess what? Ethel gets her own CG.
Wow.
Looks like Ethel is also a writer's favorite, or at the very least, a director's favorite.
That or it's because she's in a different outfit than what she was originally in when she bonded with us. Anyway, you were saying, Tio?
Don't remember.
No time to fiddle fart around?
Scenes go.
Is that actually a thing people say? No time to fiddle fart? I've never heard that. Fiddle fart?
Over here, fiddle and fart means
let me check your Urban Dictionary. That usually helps.
So far, this playthrough is basically Pedro and Tio learning about English terminology.
Pretty much.
Well, you learn something new every day, I guess. No! Help! Fang is kidnapping Ethel!
Doing nothing important, not doing what I'm supposed to do, be doing according to actionist upon.
Fancy! We have a night version of the Swashbuckling background, the one new background that they made for this game. So technically, this counts as 2 new backgrounds, guys.
Wasn't there another new background as well, too, of a place?
No,
I think
which place it was.
Not that I've noticed.
Anyways, I'm pretty sure you even pointed out a different one, but I can't remember which one.
Well, the other one that I pointed out is the day version of this one that we saw.
No. I mean, prior, there was another one I definitely recall you pointing out was also new.
Anyway,
well, actually, there is the one with the chairs later. So yeah, I guess technically there is that one too. But I don't think we've seen that one yet. But go on to it.
I recall a previous one, but regardless, though, also I noticed new music.
Yeah.
Aww.
So basically, Fang took her to a typical Japanese festival. Alright, so I've seen plenty of animes to know how this goes. We're gonna do the whole catching the fish thing. We're gonna shoot.
Never works. Being scammed.
As usual, carnival games are rigged to high heaven.
The only thing that's missing is for them to actually be dressed in a kimono.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Unfortunately, Teo, we cannot afford kimono versions of the girls. So sorry.
I think it's also a matter that I don't know if this game is still decided if it takes place in like East Asia or something like
Well,
that.
again, it's more of a pastiche than
Yeah,
anything.
it takes place in its own fantasy fictional world, but they still want to have some kind of elements of Japanese culture because that's what they know, basically.
Well, remember, they literally referenced the countries when we had that spat about which type of food is
Okay,
better.
remember again, Pedro, because that what I'm about to say is set in a destroyed version of a real world. And it's a particular activity where you
Never seen an anime where they go to a summer festival.
Essentially,
A couple, but I've never actually seen them scoop.
okay, but I
goldfish.
can ask this later. But essentially what it entails is you get a sort of plastic type of spoon thing with a paper cover at the the circular part, and you're supposed to ideally try to catch a fish with that. With the idea is that the water will actually instead make the paper weak, and the fish will actually pass through.
Yeah, so and as Teo just explained earlier, it's a scam. So Ethel keeps failing.
Usually they make the net incredibly weak so that it'll break.
Yeah.
Again, they want to people to play the game and not win all the time. Again, classic gambling stuff. But remember me, Pedro, because what I'm about to say is set in the real world, even if it's post-apocalyptic. Towards the middle part of 2/3 mark of season 2 of Megaton Musashi, where was the festival held? Like inside the base?
Inside the base. Well, but remember,
Okay.
in that particular franchise, we can assume that the people in that shelter might have been from Japan before the apocalypse.
Yeah.
So that one is perfectly reasonable because Megaton Musashi is like Teo just said, a post-apocalyptic version of the real world. So that one works fine.
All right, let's see if we can do it. Believe in yourself, Ethel, and you can rise against the corrupt carnival system.
Yeah, also the heart of the cards or something.
Part of the fish.
Fish entrails are really the worst part when you can eat. Trust me, Jova.
Take
I think
this.
this is more so to keep the goldfish.
And there you go, guys. There's the CG.
She's using a bowl?
No.
No.
Oh no, there's the utensil. I was checking on the left hand. Sorry.
No. And Erin is happy that she caught one. There you go.
There you go.
This is cute.
Basically, since Ethel's never gone to a festival, Fang took her to him, and now she's happy and blah 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 blah.
I mean, I'll give it credit. The scene works.
I think what you said before, Jova, probably applies well. Maybe, like I said, also towards the beginning, if this was basically supposed to be just, not supposed to be, but if this instead was sold as a DLC extra route for Advent Dark Force, it probably wouldn't be so much better because there's technically, again, the thought process behind all of this is to have the characters having a more, satisfactory, kind of, outcome overall. The fact that nobody has died yet, and everyone is trying to have their moment of, light without toning down the more weird shit, even if it's still present.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess in a way, this is one of the rare times where I can legit describe a game as feeling like it would have been better off as DLC for the original game. I mean, it's because it feels like that too, because again, it wants to have its cake and eat it by essentially giving us a version where the characters we know and love survive, but in doing so, it makes it so that it sort of tells you about how the original game started, then does that giant time skip, which, even as someone who has experienced the original, it still feels kind of weird story-wise. Like, I'll say this. You are definitely better off playing this game if you are familiar with the Fairy Fence Route series.
Also, if you find a way to spend the less money about it, because like I said, one of the big problems for it was being still at $60. So either find a way to get it via other means, or at least on sale.
Yeah,
You know?
it's I still would have preferred a proper follow up to the sequel hook from the Evil Goddess route,
Obviously,
personally.
but trying to make with what we have.
Yeah,
pretty much in that regard at this point. Like, and again, honestly, this seems like it would have had great value as DLC. The part of me wonders, again, my theory has really grown into that originally something like this was supposed to be the sequel to the sequel. Like, we've even got the two mysterious figures, but then when they realized, hey, we want to actually have a version where all the characters are alive and well, they realized, oh crap, a lot of those characters are either died or are incapacitated in the Evil Goddess route, so they retooled some things to have it be more so, once again, another ulterior timeline. Again, that's just my particular strongest theory on it, because it feels like this could have tied into that in some regard. Like, we've got the female along with the tall, dark, mysterious male character. If I recall correctly, I think that they were both cloaked there, so that would technically fit in with Al being cloaked. Again, I don't know for certain, but a lot of stuff lines up when you think about it.
Compile Heart doesn't really do DLC expansions. They just make a game and that's it, basically. Like, the DLC that they do sell is just, cosmetics and weapons and equipment and shit like that. They don't actually make DLC expansions. So
Yeah. That's why my fear is that originally this was supposed to be the sequel game to that sequel hook, but again, when they had to retool things, they went back to the drawing board in the regard there.
Indeed.
All right.
See you, everybody.